Natural Fresh is one of the best solar cooling systems that exist. We will show the realization of some practices so that you can do them. The material is aluminum sheets. If it were another material, they would be applied in a similar way. We teach to camera all the material and accessories that we used for the realization of our samples. In the first place, aluminum sheets of 25 by 20 centimeters, for a thickness of 0.6 millimeters. Then we have filled a boat containing rubber and we use it as primer, a way for our materials to grip the support. Now we show you the microporous technical grain. Its color is white and it is the technological base of the system. It is able to collect water to retain it and then, depending on the heat, evaporate it and thus produce refrigeration. Next we show a bucket containing white cement. This will be used later for the finish. It is necessary to be white because it is the color that best reflects sunlight. Now we show them foaming liquid for cement, also called surfactant. It is a slightly yellow tone and its purpose is to generate a lot of foam when you beat. The next bottle comes graduated, and we fill it with water, with 200 cubic centimeters, or what is the same 200 grams. In our case we will also need the help of a blender. For being small samples we use a blender of kitchen. If they were big applications, would be a blender for cement of the size that is needed. We have also used a scale to control the weights of the materials, in our case to weigh the cement and the foaming liquid. To make the mixture we have used a plastic bottle, and thus to beat well the mixture of cement, water and surfactant or foaming agent. For the application of rubber primer, as well as for cement finishes, we have used a foam rubber roller. It is much more practical than any other material. And for the application of the primers and the finish we have a bucket to pour the mixtures for use with the roller. As an accessory to help us pour the cement, Emos used a spoon. With this type of materials is essential the use of fine gloves of latex, to avoid staining. And safety glasses for the site, in case it splashes. Now, let's start the application. For this we put on gloves of latex, and glasses of protection. We take the black bucket, and pour rubber. Remember to use it as it has undiluted, in our case to apply in 4 plates. A small amount is enough. Then we take the coal and we soak it well. We take the first aluminum plate, and apply the primer, with a load of the coal has been sufficient, and so we repeat one after another until the 4th plate. Once finished you have to clean the bucket and the coal well with water. In this way is ready for the next phase. The plates once finished, you have to let them dry, between 1 and 3 hours depending on the weather before continuing with the second phase. Once the first part of the primer is dry, we will give the second hand, and with it the technological grain. We will put on the gloves of latex and our safety glasses. Then pour rubber in the bucket, in this case a little more than the previous phase, as the primer layer will be thicker, so that when we spread the grain it is well attached to the rubber. In our case the process is repeated 4 times. We have as many sheets as we have. That is, if we give primer to one and finish it with the grain, then the next one, so all of them. Once the process is finished, let it dry for a minimum of 24 hours before applying the phase finishing. I recommend you carefully observe how it is done, so that you can repeat it perfectly. Carefully observe the whole process. If necessary, you can visualize it as many times as necessary. we are going to prepare the mixture for the sealing of the grains, and that gives rise to the finishing of the plates. If it were a large installation, it is done the same, only to another scale. In our case we need a scale and a container for the mixture. The ingredients and the order are the following. First, water, 200 cubic centimeters, or what is the same 200 grams. In the kit we have a graduated bottle. Once the water is made, we add 300 grams of white cement. Finally, the light yellow liquid, which is also used in the kit, and it is the foaming agent or tunga called surfactant. We have to add 10 grams. Observe that everything is heavy. Now we have to take the kitchen mixer and beat well the whole mixture for a minimum of 2-3 minutes. The result is a creamy mixture with thousands of bubbles, which is ready for your application. Now we are going to proceed to the finishing phase of the sample plates. For this we pour the foamy cement in our curved application cuvette. We have it perfectly creamy and thick, smooth, but liquid enough for its application in the plates. If it were a large installation, it would be equal in proportions, only the size of the application accessories changes. In the video it is perfectly possible to see how the mix is and how the curl collects the necessary amount and is applied to the sample plates. Carefully observe how it is made and applied, and see the finish that is achieved. This is repeated by the 4 plates that we have. Once applied to all the plates, they are placed in a shaded place but with current of air. For 2 days and 4 times a day you have to moisten the plates just finished. This is necessary for the healing of the spongy cement applied. In the kit a bottle has been placed NEB to do this, when we have to do performance demonstrations. This nebulizer bottle will also be useful to moisten our plates before putting them in the sun. Once the work samples, it behooves a check operation. Today is the 6th of August, 2018 in Córdoba, Spain, and is 6 p.m. This test is made in the shade. For it we have a digital laser thermometer, and you can appreciate the differences in temperature. 39 with 6 degrees, compared to 24 with one of our sample plate. The sample plate is previously moistened with our nebulizer bottle, therefore it is in the evaporation phase.